What's going on, everybody? I'm totally gonna fix my hair. Pop, 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 persuadable. Hold on, let me try to fix this. How you guys all doing? I'm really tired. This is not gonna be a long video. What's going on, everybody? I'm exhausted. I did 10 hours of driving today, and yeah, went from Rhode Island to Virginia. I'm like really tired, but I wanted to do some question and answers. What's going on, everybody? That's a lot of people that are rolling in. So hi. Whew. Okay, so there's a few things. So I wanted to do a question and answer with Identity 5, just to talk about some cool things coming up forward. And then, yeah, maybe talk about my trip, or we can do that first. Whatever one you guys would like to do. It's up to you. Yeah, my beard's getting big and long and burly. That's what's going on. Hi. All right, so I want to talk about some of the things that I've been discussing this week with Identity 5. We've had a lot of discussions about the current meta, the things that have been occurring. So let me think. I got my Hunter win rate up to 75%, and my Survivor win rate is around 70%. Because I'm doing so much travel and I can't really play the game right now. The game is under maintenance. We got some updates coming along the way. People have been asking me a lot of questions about the upcoming Hunter. You know, I have a policy where a few things I don't talk about the Hunters or the Survivors until they're officially launched. And that's also because anything that I would know, anything that if I were to theoretically know, I wouldn't tell you guys anyways. I love you guys, but, things that are quiet are supposed to stay quiet. I know that you have some YouTubers that, and it's okay that they do this, but their main agenda is getting the news out and stuff like that. My agenda is not to be the first one to come out with the news. My agenda is to stay quiet, wait to see what is finally released. I tried to tell you guys to be, I tried to tell you guys to be a little bit patient with Mad Eyes. When Mad Eyes got released the week before, I still told people to be patient. He got released with a nerf. So that's why it's important that I remain, impartial. I'm not somebody who tries to come out there with the footage. I think those YouTubers play an incredible role to the community. It's just that the conversations that I have with the dev team and stuff, just not my style. So in terms of the new Hunter, I'm waiting just like everybody else is. You guys got to remember something, and that is, in order for these developers to come out with these characters, it can take 6 months of work for one character, like 4 to 6 months of work, and obviously they'll be working on multiple characters. So, sometimes you get translations or things like that, and you just, you hear about it, and I usually remain silent. I remain quiet. That's just my style. I think it's an important thing that I do this because as I continue expanding my network and expanding my YouTube, that's important for developers because I'm a big proponent of fairness and equality within games to make sure that we have a balance. And if a developer can trust you to keep your mouth shut, they're going to say, hey, we got a question for you. And that's the role that I want to play. That's the role that I've been trying to really shape myself in. So, I always get the question, what do you think about the new Hunter? What do you think about the new Survivor? And my go-to line is always going to be the same. I'm going to wait till it comes out because sometimes things get changed up. So I did just want to let you know that. So with the new update, we have this, the new event that's coming out for half New Year or half year. That'll be pretty cool. We got the limited edition skin that's coming out with Geisha. I think I'm going to be really excited about that. I think Geisha, you guys know how I feel about Geisha, y'all. I'm just saying, if she fell from a bridge and landed on my face, I wouldn't get mad. All right, that's my one inappropriate joke. And I'm tired, so I can't do my laugh. Just kidding, I still can do my laugh. I had a YouTube comment today. Somebody was like, can you stop laughing? And I'm like, no. All right. So there's been some questions still regarding Embalmer. I think you guys know how I feel about Embalmer. I think Embalmer was released too late. I wish that they would have finished Embalmer. I wish Embalmer, it should have been, I was hoping that it would get finished in October. September, October, the character concept. I was really rooting for it to come out a lot sooner because he would have been great in October, in my opinion. or September. We didn't really have perfumer. We didn't have a magician, so it would have gave me. So here's the problem with. Hold on, I was doing a joking photo shoot. Right now I'm with my sister at her house in Virginia, and I was doing and I was just making sure my shirt was still buttoned. Okay, never mind. It's a long story. Never mind. That sounds weird. All right. So here's the problem with Embalmer. I'll tell you why I don't like Embalmer. Okay. The problem with Embalmer. I'm going to tell you how it works in the high tiers. A lot of the high tiers who are watching right now know this is how it works. Okay. So here's what happens. Okay. Essentially, the current meta rather is to essentially have 3 or 4 survivors with Tide Turner. You Tide Turner spam, and that's something I'm talking to the devs with soon about how they have to consider nerfing Tide Turner to a certain extent. That's my personal belief. That doesn't mean that they're gonna listen to me. So that's a different discussion, right? So you usually have 3 or 4 people, and everybody uses Tide Turner, and you just rotate the Tide Turner spam, right, for the rescues. The problem with Embalmer is that in order to understand why Embalmer is bad, per se, to a degree, you have to understand how to use Coordinator. And so, and you have to understand how to rescue. So in top tier gameplay, we don't rescue right away. It doesn't happen. The only way we'll rescue right away is if it's like a geisha and she teleports, right? So most people know, and this is important for me to cover, most people know that with the rescue, you have to rescue before 50%. Okay, you have to rescue before 50%. If you rescue before 50%, then they'll go back on the chair. So they die, and then they go back on the chair a second time, right? The minute that you go above 50%, next time they're on the chair, they're dead. The problem is that inexperienced coordinators, inexperienced rescuers, they don't pay attention to that meter. So if I'm going in for the rescue, unless I know that the person I'm rescuing can actually get away from you, I'm going to wait until that meter is at like 35%, okay? If I wait for that meter to get to 35-40%, that's giving my mind's eye or my mechanic more time to decode. There's literally no reason to rush it. If I rescue somebody right away and then they get hit, that's 20 seconds, they're down. Whereas if I would have waited 20 seconds to rescue, or like let's say 15, 18 seconds to rescue, and then they get hit right away, worst case scenario, and then it takes 20 seconds for Tide Turner, I just bought 40 seconds of time instead of 20 because I rescued too quick. The problem with Embalmer's ability is that even if he uses it on himself, you get, first of all, Embalmer has a 15% perseverance, which is really, that's good. That means it takes longer for the hunter to camp, which means that me as a mind's eye, I can keep decoding. But the minute that you use the Embalmer's coffin, somebody is instantly back up in 10 seconds and they're still at half health. Next time they go on the rocket chair, I mean, they can get saved one more time, but that buffer time is no longer there. That's not a good thing. That buffer time is actually, like the time for the rocket chair to slowly increase is actually good for the survivors. So what's happening is that you're having a lot of inexperienced players, a lot of inexperienced people who try to rescue who don't know this. They just say, hey, you know what, hell with it, I'm just going to go in for the rescue right away. That's the worst thing. I am telling you, and there's top survivors in this game who do this as well. There's top survivors who still haven't mastered this concept in North America and Europe. You really need to wait for that rescue. Again, under the presumption that you don't think that they can get away. If you go for the rescue and that hunter is like really far away, then yeah, go for the rescue. The person should be able to get away. So it's this balance of, can this person get away if I rescue them early versus should I just wait and make sure that I'm wasting 30 seconds or in this case 20 seconds of his time. It's 45 seconds, I think, right? No. With Coordinator, I think it's 90. Nope. That might be 2 versus 8. I actually forgot the numbers. So that's why you have to wait. And Embalmer loses that. He loses it. It's 10 seconds, you're back up. I don't like it. I think he has good rocket chair perseverance, but I'm not that impressed with him. I'm really not. The highest I would ever give an Embalmer, the highest that I would ever give him is maybe B tier. And that's if I'm feeling, I'd rather have a mind's eye than him any day of the week. I'd rather have a forward probably before him, depending on certain circumstances. I don't think that Embalmer is going to be impressive. And now I know it's going to happen. Okay? This happens all the time. That's why some people like me and some people don't like me. I try to be as objective as possible with these analysis, right? Regardless of whether I like the character or not. You guys know that I think Perfumer absolutely needs to get nerfed, and I loved Perfumer. I came out with one of the first pro guides on her and how to use her on a pro level against top 5 hunters. She's overpowered. The thing is that when you come out with this analysis, you always have that one person that's just like, what happens if you use Embalmer on a Friday in February and the moon is half lit, and what you can do with the Embalmer is that you can take some clippers and just put it across your chest, and then you take that chest hair and put it on glue on your hand, and then you do that and you smack the hunter in the eyes. But because the glue isn't that good of glue, the hair comes off from your chest hair on the hand into the hunter's eyes, and then he's stunned, and then, oh my god, Embalmer is such a good character, and you're like, when the fuck is that ever going to happen? Right? And that's me swearing for once. And I swear all the time. I just try not doing it on YouTube. So, but the point is that you always have people who come out with theoretical positions where Embalmer is this great character, and it's just like, listen, in ranked gameplay, you do not want a character where 1 out of 1,000 matches, your crazy little scheme that you think is going to work. That's you don't play competitively based on that probability. Hi everybody, I see y'all. Y'all looking beautiful today. Let me tell you something. There's way too many good-looking people in this chat today. It should be illegal. We need to ban everybody. So, I think Embalmer is underrated, and I think the reason why Embalmer is underrated is because you have other characters that are overpowered, and you have a lot of people who say, oh, Perfumer is fine. If you genuinely think Perfumer is fine, I really hope that you never develop a video game, and I hope that you're never part of any sort of process of game balance. She's not fine. She's overpowered. And there's a reason why we see her in almost every single team in tournaments. Like, literally almost every single one. And so, we have a problem with Perfumer, and just remember this. I hope you understand this. If there's anything you can take from this video, I hope you understand this next part. It's the most important part of the video. Please, like, write it down or something. If you have characters who are too overpowered, any future characters are useless unless they're more overpowered. And if that happens, the game becomes broken, or they need to revamp the entire system. That's a huge burden on the devs. I mean, if you guys have been paying attention, the amount of changes that the devs have recently been doing has been crazy. They buffed Spider, nerfed Spider, buffed Ripper, nerfed Ripper, buffed Clown, nerfed Clown, nerfed the decode in the beginning, then buffed it at the end. They've done a lot to address these things. Persuadable, can you help me out? Who should I get, Geisha or Photographer? Both are pretty good. I'm a Photographer main, so I'm biased. Did you guys see my picture earlier? I got SpongeBob socks. Aren't they cool? Can you guys see? Oh wait, he's SpongeBob. Okay. All right, so, I'm sitting on a chair, on a bed right now, trying to do this video. I'm totally tired, not going to lie. All right, I'm gonna read some of these comments. So, Persuadable, what's the best way to get the most clues? So, I actually released a video back in August, and I ran numbers, and I told people the best way to spend their money. It costs $11 every 2 months. I now have every single character in the game, and I have an excess of 23,000 puzzle pieces for $11 every 2 months. The people who listened to me back in August, they're doing very well. They own all the characters, and they probably have about 8,000 puzzle pieces right now. So there's a responsible way to spend your money in this game and get every character. The problem is now is that there's so many characters it'll take you a little bit longer to get them because new characters are coming. I don't want to tell you how many characters are in design right now because I don't know the answer to that, but it takes a while for them, so I'm sure new hunters and survivors will be coming eventually. How about the nerf, the Hell Ember? Don't know about that yet. It's hard to see these. Stop playing Joseph, I want to be number 1. You already are number 1. I can't play the game right now, so for those who don't know, my Photographer was ranked 2nd overall in the server, but I have a problem with bragging about that because the knowledge system is kind of flawed. I'm not going to lie. That's just my own opinion. So, oh, I hate this light. Hold on one second. Okay, that's a little bit better. It's a little dark, but whatever. Hold on. Hi. I want to try to make this a little bit more personal. Oh, hi. Can you guys... My hair's a little messy over here. Can you guys see me better like this? I can see better, too. I feel like this is more personal. I felt like over there, there's too much light, too far away. Now you guys can see my scraggly beard getting big. Persuade. Did you see the new limited clown skin released in the Chinese version? I did. I think it's going to be awesome. So I donated $100 to you for your trip. Can I play a few games? Huh? Carson, you donated $100 to me. Where? I don't think I got that. I don't think I got that. However, so I didn't come out with the PayPal because I felt bad. For those who don't know, I've been getting help trying to get to Arizona because I've been living in my car, and I've been getting a lot of help from Comrade Dan. I don't know if he wanted me to say his name, but I just said his name anyways. And Comrade Dan has become my best friend in Identity 5, and somebody I can confide into every day. He's somebody that I respect dearly. He's helped me. I can't even... I have a big project to thank him, so I'll save that for a later day. But anyways, yeah, I was gonna come out. I'm trying not to tear up. Hold on, I'm being emotional right now. So, yeah, I decided not to release the PayPal and all that stuff. Just, you know, I've never asked for likes and subs, and I don't feel comfortable asking people to help me out with that. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm just not doing it. I'm just too thick-headed. I don't know what it is. It's just, you know, you got YouTubers out there who beg you for your likes and subs. I have never done that. And the luxury of not doing that is that nobody can dictate what I come out with. You know what I mean? Like if I want to come out with, you know, a discussion about psychology one night, and then the next night we're making, you know, chicken nugget wiener jokes about forwards gameplay, I have that full capacity to do what I want. So to answer your question, though, if you did, please contact me privately because I didn't receive anything like that. I also want to make it very clear, and this is what's kind of been throwing me off. I don't want people to donate to me and then think that that's the only way I'll play a game with you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that to happen. I'll play with you no matter... That sounds kind of weird. Like, I'll play with you no matter what. And you're like, damn, what kind of services you offering on this YouTubes, huh? The problem is that there's a lot of people who are young. There are a lot of people who can't donate the money. And they need to feel just as appreciated. So it's one of those things where, like, when we come out to Patreon and stuff, like, yo, the amount of money and all that stuff, you do not get more access to me. You just get different things, right? That's important because, you know, that I came out with that comment thing. This is actually kind of taking over the webcam thing right now. I'm sorry. About how I need a little bit of help. And there were people apologizing. Like, there were people apologizing, saying, like, I'm so sorry that I can't help you. And I'm like, why would you ever apologize? Like, the fact that you give me your time and attention, like, is so, like, unbelievably important. And, like, it just kind of made me think. And I'm like, man, like, nah, we're not going down this road. So, anyways, yeah, so, my bad. If you donated to me, please contact me privately because there's no way I'm not going to thank you. That's just... But anyways, let's try to change the conversation for a little bit. Does Lucky Guy be nerfed? I don't think Lucky Guy really needs a nerf. I think he's kind of comfortable with where he's at. You can get a little creative with him. Again, the problem with Lucky Guy is the fact that there's too many characters who are overpowered, right? So when we first came out with the character tier list, we could look at individual characters and we could see statistics and stats, and we could see what is their usage, what is their win rate, and then we could talk about these characters objectively, right? Whenever somebody like disagrees with my character list, other than Mercenary, I need to update Mercenary, right? But when somebody comes at me and they're like, oh, like, you know, Gardener could be a top player, I'm like, we saw Gardener, like, where's the numbers? Where's the stats? Don't give me some weird scenario where out of 3,000 matches, you have one match that went really well because you had Coordinator. I'm sorry, Gardener. Like, where's the stats? I don't care about personal opinions. I'll listen to them, but like give me something tangible. Give me stats and give me numbers. The stats show Sear is pick. Mechanic has the highest ban to pick rate. Sear has the second highest pick to ban rate. Perfumer has the third highest pick to ban rate. Although in the tournaments, Coordinator was selected 42% of the time, Coordinator teams won 48% of the time, whereas Mercenary was selected 48%? No, 46. Mercenary was actually selected more than Coordinator in the last tournament. His win rate was like 36%. Out of the top 7 characters, he had the lowest win rate. That's why I'm telling you that I understand mercenaries are being used, but the statistics don't show that mercenaries winning more than coordinator. Coordinator teams are still outperforming mercenary teams, right? And that's something that we got to take into effect, right? So when we look at that, right, Lucky Guy, he's comfortable with where he's at, but he would be better if you looked at the statistics, you looked at the pick to ban ratio, you looked at the pick to win ratio. These are two separate statistics now, right? They're not the same. They sound the same. They're not the same. And you look at these and you say, how can we even this field? You can do all. Everybody is asking me about Cowboy. Okay, so the dev team contacted me directly about the Cowboy storyline. All right, so I helped the dev team regarding some stuff with the storyline on Cowboy, and I'm not gonna go into further details about that because it's non-disclosure. But with that being said, you can do all the things you want with Cowboy. You can do all the things you want with Priestess. You can change Lawyer if you theoretically wanted to. None of it matters because you have characters that are ridiculously outperforming all the rest. So all of this was used to get back to Lucky Guy. Lucky Guy, he can be really creative. He's like a B tier character probably. He has a lot of creative uses, a lot of things that you could use in voice chat teams with him, but it will never be used because you have players over here, characters over here that have literally a 96% ban to selection ratio. That's really high. Okay, let me read some of these. I'm sorry. You guys know me. You guys get me excited like a nun in a cucumber field, and then you expect me to read all the things. You get me excited. We're talking about stats and numbers and come on. All right, let's see what else we have here. All the coordinators I play with are trash except one of my friends. I mean, find a team. So, because if you find a team, then you can't complain about them. You know what I mean? Like, that's too convenient. That's one of the biggest things that I see is that everybody always complains about their teams. I do it all the time in random lobbies. Trust me, I do it. I can get incredibly salty at times. I try to dial back. I try not to make sure I'm ever toxic. Sometimes I lost, so I played. I'm gonna admit something here. Hold up. I'm gonna start doing a competition where if you can get a screenshot of me being salty, I'll pay you and your people like $25 or something one day when I have enough money to afford to. Right? Yesterday, I faced a top 10 seer, and his team ended up beating me. Now, just to give you an idea for photographer, I have played 8 hours of ranked gameplay, and I have lost 2 matches. So one of the matches that I played, this seer guy, he's a top 10 seer. I mean, I killed him really quickly. He was pretty easy to kill as a photographer, and that just happens sometimes. We have good matches and bad matches, but the mechanic, no matter how many times I hit this stupid mechanic, my swing would just go right through. And I was getting mad. Like, if I had a goldfish, I wouldn't do anything to the goldfish because I like goldfish, but I would definitely take a whole bunch of goldfish crackers and just crunch them, okay? That's as evil as I get. I'm such a pansy. Anyways, so that's good. Can somebody quote that? I literally just made that joke up. You can Google it. It's not on there. Somebody write that and email that to me because I can use that. All right, when I'm making fun of Feaster. So anyways, and what was I saying? So at the end of the game, I lose. I lost the game, and I should have just left the lobby, but I was kind of pissed off, and I was like, man, I had such a bad connection, Now to you that might not sound like too toxic, but to me it's like, just say good game to them. It's not their fault. But I got like a little like bitter about it, and I was just like, man, bad connection. And so the seer wrote, "You're an awful hunter." Now, I'm a nice person, but like I got my, you know what I mean? I got that side in me. Like you all, I know you all know what I'm talking about right now. Like you'll pretend like you don't got it. But like when you by yourself and no one's around you, and then you see somebody talking shit to you, you like, all right, boo boo, all right, boo boo. Like I'ma smack you so hard next time I see you, yo. So that unlucky seer got me in the next match. Got me in the next match. And I mean, I destroyed their team, destroyed them. I think there was 5 ciphers left or 4 ciphers left. And I go into the pregame lobby and I go, again, bad connection. And they all left instantly, but I looked at that and I'm like, man, like that was mad toxic. You can't be doing that. You know, you got people out there who are writing like racist stuff and sexist stuff, and they, you know, they're telling people to go kill themselves, like really mean, disgusting, deplorable things. And I'm over here feeling bad because I wrote bad connection, comma, again. And then there was this one other Chinese team. It was the second loss that I had in 8 hours of gameplay. And I mean, I had 3 of them as one-hit kills on the rocket chair. They just kept saving and saving, and they just did this amazing work. And at the end, I killed the mechanic like right away. The mechanic I think used to be, I know who the mechanic was. She used to be a top 10 mechanic season 1, and it felt good to beat her. But I think she's been away from the game and stuff. But then the other 3, I mean, they were at 3 ciphers with 3 people left. 2 of them one-shots. They beat me. They beat me, and I was so mad. I go, "You're so lucky." That's what I wrote. I go, "You're so." I'm putting this on live feed because I'm letting you know that Persuadable can get bitter too. So like, I have this new rule where if I be a little bitter bitch like this, I'm gonna go on live feed. I'm gonna tell people. I'm going to embarrass myself so I don't do it. And again, in the grand scheme of things, if those are the worst things that I say to players, I'm an okay human being. I mean, there's people who say really mean things out there. I don't got it in me, but I get bitter. There's a bitter Persuadable deep in there. I'll be like, man, you lucky mother. So yeah, so that's my story. Letting y'all know I'm just as human as you, and that's why I came out with that poll. I was like, do y'all get more mad playing Survivor or Hunter? And 2,000 people voted, and I think 63% of the people said that they get pissed off when they play Hunter. I was so mad. I was so mad. I'm smiling right now. I can guarantee you I wanted to just, I wanted to throw my phone. I was so mad, you know, but after 8 hours of gameplay, you're going to lose some games, man. You got to chill. All right, let me answer some more questions, and I want to get to bed. Beware Persuadable, the forward is getting a nerf. I don't know why they're nerfing the forward, to be honest with you. Now that the machines are slower, I don't have a problem against forward users. I can get really pissed as Hunter. Don't worry, I can too. It's okay. If I ever have a Hunter that talks crap to me at the end of the match, I don't even get mad anymore. Well, one of the things that bothers me, though, when I'm playing Hunter, and this is how you know you're facing a garbage survivor, and I mean this, is that if I kill your 3 teammates, and then you're waiting at the exit gate, and I'm on the other side of the map, and you make me walk all the way to that side of the map just for you to like do a few emotes and then leave, there is a 100% chance that I'm going to tell you in the post lobby that you're a dick. 100% chance, because you're wasting my time. It's not polite. It's stupid. You know, if you're waiting in the gate because you want to like make me kind of charge you a little bit so you can exit so your teammates can like escape, that's totally fine. I'm talking about when like the game's over and you're sitting there by the dungeon or you're sitting there by the exit gate and you're prolonging the match for another 20 seconds because you can't do that in your personal life. Never mind, I can't make that joke. It's just like you're wasting my time, and I'm not going to pretend like I'm okay with that. I'm 100% of the time going to tell you that you're an idiot, because it's so sad. I would never do that to a Hunter. But maybe the difference between people like me and people like them is that people like me, we win so much that we don't got to rub it in your face. It's just another match, and, you know, let's go at it again. Versus those people, they don't ever win, so they got to get super cocky about, it drives me nuts. Bro, I hate that so much. Oh, it is so annoying. You instantly know you're playing against a garbage survivor if they do it. It literally means that they lose so much that they have to do that because they're glorifying the one match that they can finally win. So let's see. Yeah, no, it's just it's not like there's things that you can do to be funny and that like troll people. Like if I'm the hunter and I'm trying to kill you, you should totally emote spam me. Go shh. I do that all the time. Get cocky, get me upset. If you can get me emotional and I tunnel you, that's a psychological game. Like, dude, like harass people, harass the hunter during the game all you want. Go shh. Emote spam them. Do anything you can to get them emotional during the match, because that is a psychological aspect. You'll get them pissed off. You can screw up their gameplay. I do it all the time, and I have no problem when survivors do it to me. But if you're really like just wasting 30 seconds of my time for the match, like, dude, have a little bit more class than that. Like, just end that match. Like, we get it. You won or you lost. Like, just... And then the funniest thing is when your whole team dies, and then you're in the lobby, and you're like, ha ha ha, I knew you couldn't kill me. Yeah, because I was too busy killing your entire team. Now you go, that's... I've never done that. In 3,000 to 400 games, I've never said that to 100 my entire... Some people are so creative. They really are just so creative. I mean, we should just rename this. Persuadable rants about the saltiness that he and others have. When Perfumer is nerfed, do you think Mind's Eye will be better than Perfumer? I think that they're in different categories, to be honest with you. I don't think that they're same. So we're going to talk about this Perfumer thing one more time. And it's very important that people understand this. There are 3 factors when it comes to a character. Their decoding potential, their kiting potential, and their saving potential. If you name any character right now, they usually lack in one of these areas. Okay? If you're a magician, there's a consequence to screwing up your kite. If you're a thief, you can't really rescue. If you're a seer, there's a consequence to using your owl. You're pretty good at all 3, but there's a huge consequence. Later game, the more you need to use owl. Perfumer, she has no consequence. So what the devs tried to do was incorporate a consequence. There is a technical consequence of using Perfumer. That technical consequence is that if you screw up decoding, it's supposed to set it back. And something that I've been telling them is, so the system that I just mentioned, it's objectively true because the devs tried to objectively have a consequence to Perfumer's use. My argument, you cannot objectively argue that that consequence doesn't exist. We all know that every character has a consequence, and that consequence is going to make you a little scared, right? Like a mechanic, you got to be scared if somebody goes down too quickly or gets hit too quickly. Now you got to put your doll, and now there's more transport time because the decoding's a lot slower. There's a consequence to using her, right? Mind's Eye is her kiting ability, right? She has some vision and whatnot, but she doesn't have a doll that can absorb a hit sometimes like mechanic. So each character has a consequence to them. So that is objectively true. And it's objectively true that the devs tried to incorporate that system and extend the system over to Perfumer. Here's Perfumer. She can do all these crazy things, but Jeremy, I don't know who Jeremy is. If any of your names are Jeremy, I'm not talking to you. I'm making it up. But Jeremy, if you screw up your decoding, you screw up your decoding, it's going to hurt you. The consequence has fallen flat. It's not really a consequence. It's actually really nothing. So they need to address that. They need to nerf her. It's the only way. And again, if you're a Perfumer main, if you love Perfumer, and you're mad at me for saying that, just understand that the future of the game is very, very boring with people like you who want her to be overpowered. Because that now means that every single character released, unless they're as overpowered as her, which would ruin the game imbalance, we talked about this, they're always going to fall short, and you're always going to be underwhelmed. And then eventually everyone's going to complain. Why are all these survivors underwhelming? Why can't we use these survivors on a competitive level? Because the bar is up here with all the other ones. And it goes back to those statistics. And this is used in every development team in every game ever. Look at ban rates. Look at selection rates. Look at win rates. Look at the meta and ask yourself, if this character is being selected 88% of the time, how can we lower that to make the rest of the field even? And this is the greatest argument ever. There will always be that one perfumer man like, it's not true. And I'd be like, well, what happened to Thief? Thief is gone. Thief used to be S tier. He's completely replaced. His selection rate, I think, was like 4.7% or something. He used to be an S tier character, and that's okay. Characters change, different characters get phased out. I just hope that that happens to Perfumer to some degree. Too overpowered. There's no consequence. Some people will be like, well, Magician's a better kiter than Perfumer. Yes, but Magician has a consequence. There's a consequence to using him. Perfumer, there's not. She can rescue, decode, and kite. You tell me how that's fair. It's not. It's not fair. And I'm not here to defend characters that I like. I'm here to try to make sure that the game can be balanced, to look at the stats, to look at the numbers and say, how can we even these numbers? If that hurts your feelings or that's something you disagree with, that's fine, but tell me why. And tell me why in your world you're okay with a character that we're going to see on every team every single time, and it's going to get very dry and mundane with the same characters played in tournament play over and over and over again, minus the ban. So, okay. Persuadable, for the detective skin, do you need to purchase echoes after the update? I actually don't know that answer. I'm sorry about that one. I'm not in... I don't have any... Right now, I actually don't have too much contact with the development team. I'm really, really busy. Really, really busy. So, they're kind of doing their thing. I'm kind of doing my thing. Last time, I talked to them... I talked to the representative, I think, last week. And, it was about them wanting me to join the test version of the game to really practice these characters before you see them on YouTube and all that stuff. And I told them that I would love that opportunity. I just gotta wait. I'm trying to get to Arizona. Every night is a little bit of a battle in its own way. So I was like, I can't do that right now. What I will tell you is that the amount of time and energy the dev team invests in. I mean, I know some of there's just going to be some people who hate on dev teams no matter what. I have worked with a few dev teams from a few companies for different reasons. Not really just because of this, but other stuff for anime. And I have never had a dev team this invested in trying to keep things balanced. I mean, dude, every single week there's a different change with hunters. And I'm like, yes, we're working on it. It's good. So they're really great people. They really are. Regardless of I know there's some issues with the game and stuff, and they gotta work that out. But the heart is there, and for me, that's good. That's good. So, okay. So for the tier list, we can all agree that Paper Plate and Lawyer deserve the triple S. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, listen, this has been a long video. I just drove for 10 hours. I'm really, really tired, and I need to go to bed. I know you guys can sense it. I know you can tell that I'm tired, but I really wanted to do this video. The update's here. I'm really excited about it. As always, I want to thank you guys for always watching, and, just make sure that you understand that you can make a difference in this world, and I hope you choose to do so, because people like me who want to help the world, we kind of need help. It's kind of hard for one person to do all the work, so it's a little bit easier when you have more positive people on your side. And by all means, remember, you're allowed your grumpy days, you're allowed your miserable days. Just do the best that you can to manage day to day. Do the best to ask yourself, how can I be a little bit better, more functional, more productive today? And most importantly, make sure that you remember feelings are called feelings because you're supposed to feel them. I'm really tired. That's a feeling. We're going to call tiredness a feeling, and I need to feel it. And on that note, I'm going to bed, so I will talk to you all later. And, I got pulled over by the cops today. Yeah, I got pulled over by the cops today, so so, I'm going to tell this story, and then I'm going to bounce. All right. So I'm driving, and I hit Maryland. So I went from Rhode Island to Connecticut to New York to New Jersey, and then I hit Pennsylvania, and then I think from Pennsylvania I don't remember if I hit Maryland or West Virginia first. I can't remember, and I think I hit Maryland. And so I have my phone on my lap. Now, for those who don't know, I was on Discord for like 6 hours today while I was driving. and I'm not distracted because it's on my lap. I'm talking, like this as I'm driving and I'm paying attention, just driving like this. And I pick up my phone. Hold on, sorry. I pick up my phone because for some reason on my iPhone 10, my GPS doesn't always work. So what's super annoying is that my GPS can cut out. So I have like this compulsive need to like check my phone every like 3 minutes to make sure that my maps are going on. I don't like Facebook and drive. I don't text and drive. I don't really like do that sort of stuff. And if I did, I would be honest with you guys and just be like, it's something I could work on or whatever. But I genuinely, wasn't. And next thing I know, I see a cop pull out from behind me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm only good at kiting hunters in that video game. I'm not good at kiting police officers, so I should probably pull over. So I pull over, and the cop comes up to me, and he goes, "Hello." I go, "Hello, sir. I probably did something wrong." That's the first thing I literally said. I go, "I probably did something wrong." And he starts laughing, right? I don't know if he was just having a good day. I was like, "I probably did something wrong." And he goes, "Well, I pulled you over for two reasons. One, you weren't going like a, I don't know how he said it. He said that I was following somebody too close or something, but he says that's not the big deal." He goes, "Maryland has a no, like, you can't have your phone in your hand." And I go, "Oh," I absolutely had my phone in your hand. You're absolutely right. I was like, and my maps, my GPS was up on my phone. And I go, I'm trying to travel to Virginia, and I'm planning on going to Arizona. I just got hired as an OT practitioner. And I was like, "Sir, my GPS can go." I was like, "You can actually check my phone. Like, you can check my text messages and you can check my internet access." I was like, I got nothing to hide. I genuinely, if I was doing that, then I would tell you. But straight, like, literally, here's my phone. And he's like, "No," he's like, it's cool. He was like, "You got a job in Arizona?" And I go, "Yeah, I don't want to work in Rhode Island. It's too expensive for somebody like me. It's too expensive to live over there." And he goes, "No, I understand." And he goes, "Can I have your license and registration?" And now I look at him with like the most like sincere eyes. I really wish that I had like 100,000 followers, because then we could try to find this cop so he could see this story. I look at him with the most sincere eyes and I go, "Sir, don't make fun of me, but I don't know what my registration looks like, because I've been driving for 10 years and I've never gotten a speeding ticket before." So I was like, "So I'm going to reach in my glove compartment with your permission. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of papers and we're going to find that registration together." Now, I'm shaking. Like, I actually have anxiety, but I'm kind of joking. And so I reach for my glove compartment and I'm like shaking because I have anxiety. This dude is just laughing. Like, he is just laughing. I was like, "Yo, it's funny for you, but little man over here is like about to shit himself. But like, we cool." So I go in and I give him all my papers and I'm like, it's somewhere in there." And he literally looks at me and he goes, "You know what, man, I'm gonna just run this license real quick and then you're good. Like, I'll just give you a warning. Like, I understand, I can see that everything in your car and all that stuff." So he goes back there and he comes back and he gives me my license and he goes, "Man, everything's checked out." He's like, "Congratulations on never getting a speeding ticket." And and he's like, he said something like, "Good luck with your job." And I go, "Sir, like, thank you very much. I'll make sure that I keep my phone on my lap." And he he's like, "Yeah." So he backed up so I could pull out because it's this busy highway. And yeah, I pulled out and. Thankfully I was just being positive and just letting him know. First thing I said, "I probably did something wrong." like it's my philosophy. Like, man, that cop don't want to pull me over. You know what I mean? He's chilling in his cruiser. It's nice and warm in there. Like, for him to have to pull me over, like, I probably messed up something. I did something. I'm not gonna play innocent here. I probably messed up. And it played out in my favor, and that made me really happy. It was a good experience. The guy was really friendly, kept smiling. I'm like, "Man, wish I had something like this recorded. Like, this is a good memory. I'm scared as shit, but it's a good memory." Okay, on that note, guys, I'm gonna go chill with my sister for a little bit, chill with my little nephew, and then try to get some rest. I'm actually not driving tomorrow. I really need to rest up my body. I can get sick sometimes if I drive too much or fly, so I need a day to relax and stuff. But anyways,